And I'm Elmer Sincero Jr.
And we're here in front of you to discuss about telecommunication services. I'll be the one who will first to discuss. So, meron sa dito kamay. Ako sa. First is list lines. List line is a service contract between a provider and a customer, whereby the provider agrees to deliver a symmetric telecommunications line connecting two or more locations in exchange for a monthly rent. It is sometimes known as a private circuit or data line. Unlike the traditional PSTN lines, it does not have a telephone number. Here's some pictures. Each side of the line being permanently connected to the other. These lines can be used to telephone, data, or internet services. Some are ring-dome services and some connects to PBXs. Typically, list lines are used by businesses to connect geographically distant offices. Unlike dial-up connections, a list line is always active. An internet list line is a premium internet connectivity product, delivered over fiber normally, which is dedicated and provides uncontented symmetrical speeds, full duplex. It is also known as an Ethernet list lines, DIA line, data line circuit, or private circuit. Packet switching, a communication system whereby data is divided into packets or set size. Its special feature is that communication between terminals. Packet switch service, a digital communications network that groups all transmitted data irrespective of content, type, or structure into suitably sized blocks called packets. The network over the packets are transmitted is shared network, which routes each packet independently from all others and allocates transmission sources where needed. The principal goals of packet switching are to optimize utilization of available link capacity, minimize responsibilities times, and increase the robustness of communication. When traversing network adapters, switch, and other network nodes, packets are buffered and queued, resulting in variable delay and throughput depending on the traffic load in the network. Integrated Service Digital Network, or ISDN. Integrated Service Digital Network, a set of communication standards for stimulus digital transmission of voice, video, data, and other network services over the traditional circuits of the public switch telephone network. Prior to ISDN, the telephone system was viewed as a way to transport voice, with some special services available for data. There are several kinds of access interfaces to ISDN defined as the basic rate interfaces, primary rate interface for broadband ISDN, the virtual private network or VPN. A virtual private network VPN is a network that uses public telecommunication infrastructure and their technology. A virtual private network extends a private network and resources contained in the network across public networks like the internet. How the VPN works? It enables a host computer to send and receive data across shared public networks, as if it were a private network with all the functionality, security, and management policies of the private network. This is done by establishing a virtual point-to-point connection through the use of dedicated connections, encryptions, or a combination of two. Frame relay. Frame relay is standardized wide area network technology that specifies the physical and logical links layers of digital telecommunication channels using a packet switching methodology. Originally designed for transport across integrated services digital network or ISDN. Infrastructure, it may be used today in the context to many other network interfaces. Network providers commonly implement frame relay for voice or VoFR and data as an encapsulation technique used between local area networks or LANs over wide area network or WAN. Each end user gets a private line or leased line to a frame relay node. The frame relay network handles the transmission over the frequently exchanging path transparent all end user extremely use WAN protocols. Is less expensive than leased lines, and that is one reason for it to popularity. The extremely simplicity of configuring users' equipment in a frame relay network offers another reasons for frame relay's popularity. Cell relay. In computer networking, cell relay refers to method or statistically multiplexing small fixed length packets called cells to transfer data between computers or kinds of network equipment. It is an unreliable connection-oriented packet switch data communication protocol. Cell relay transmission rates usually between 56 kilobits per second and several gigabits per second. ATM, a particularly popular form of cell relay. It most commonly used for home DSL connections, which often runs between 128 kbit per second, 1.544 megabit per second DSI, and for high-speed backbone connections. How cell relay works? Cell relay system breaks variable length user packets into groups or text length cells that add addressing and verification information. Frame length is fixed in networking hardware based on time, delay, and user packet length. Considerations. One user data messages may be segmented over main cells. Cell relay may also carry bitstream-based data such as speech PDH traffic by breaking it into streams of cells with a lightweight synchronization and clock covers. Cell relay utilizes data cells of persistent size. Frames are comparable to data packets. However, they contrast from cells in that they may fluctuate in size based on circumstances. This type of technology is not secure for a reason that is, procedures do not support error handling or data recovery. Per se, all delicate and significant transmission may perhaps be transported faster via fixed size cells, which are simpler to transmit compared to variable size frames or packets. Cell relay is extremely reliable for transporting vital data. Switching services give the precise method to cells as each endpoint address embedded in a cell. An example of cell relay is ATM. A prevalent form utilizes to transfer a cell with a fixed size of 53 bytes. ATM, synchronous transfer mode, a network technology based on transferring data cells or packets of a fixed size. The cell used with ATM is relatively small compared to units used with older technologies. The small, constant cell size allows ATM equipment to transmit video, audio, and computer data over the same network and assure that no single type of data hogs the line. When purchasing ATM services, you generally have the choice for 4 different types of services. First, the constant bit rate or CBR. It specializes a fixed bit rate so that the data is sent in a steady stream. This is analogous to a leased line. Second, the variable bit rate or VBR provides a specific throughput capacity but data is not sent evenly. This is a popular choice for voice and video conferencing data. Third, the available bit rate or ABR provides a guaranteed minimum capacity but allows data to be bursted at higher capacities when the network is free. The fourth and the last one is the unspecified bit rate or UBR. It does not guarantee only throughput levels. This is used for applications such as file transfer that can tolerate delays. So the next topic will be discussed by Elmer Sincero. So, okay.
And the next topic is IP connection service. The Internet Protocol, IP, is the method or protocol by which data is sent from the computer to another on the Internet. Each computer, known as a host on the Internet, has at least one IP address that uniquely identifies it from all other computers on the Internet. When you send or receive data, for example, an email, note, or a web page, the message gets divided into little chunks called packets. Each of these packets contains both the sender's internet address and the receiver's address. Any packet is sent first to a gateway computer that understands a small part of the internet. The gateway computer reads the destination address and forwards the packet to an adjacent gateway that in turn reads the destination address and so forth across the internet until one gateway recognizes the packet as belonging to a computer within its immediate neighborhood or domain. That gateway then forwards the packet directly to the computer whose address is specified. And the next is satellite communication service. A communication satellite or ComSat is an artificial satellite sent to space for the purpose of telecommunications. Modern communication satellites use a variety of orbits including geostationary orbits, Molniya orbits, elliptical orbits, and low, polar and non-polar Earth orbits. The first artificial satellite was the Soviet Sputnik 1, launched on October 4, 1957 and equipped with an onboard radio transmitter that worked on two frequencies, 20.005 and 40.002 MHz. The first American satellite to relay communications was Project SCORE in 1958, which used a tape recorder to store and forward voice messages. NASA launched on ECO satellite in 1960. The 100-foot, 30-meter aluminized pit film, a balloon, served as a passive reflector for radio communications. Carrier 1B, built by Pelco, also launched in 1960, was the world's first active repeater satellite. Telstar was the first active direct relay communications satellite. Mobile Communication Service. Mobile Communication Service was established by Harry Durhan in 1947 and became a Motorola Service Station, or MSS, in 1949. Mobile Communication Service has been an authorized Motorola service center of two-way and one-way communications and installation since its institution and an authorized Motorola sales agent since 1988. Motorola has expanded its portfolio through manufacturing and partners to include many products to further integrate communications. This includes data networking, computer-aided dispatching, and regional systems to further complement the two-way radios, which they set the standard by which all others are judged. Mobile Communications has embraced the new technologies to ensure that our customers are not only served by the latest technologies but in a position to take advantage of the advances happening every day in the world of communications. International Communication Services. International Communication Services, or ICS, a global consortium, is the premium provider for marketing communication services, specializing in multilingual and multicultural projects. Marketing, communication, and localization services involve customization, translation, and adaptation of documents. Marketing, collateral like brochures, website, and multimedia presentations for any country, especially those countries which have language and cultural barriers. International Communication Services, or ICS, a Dubai Media City advertising services company, integrates content services, creative presentation services, and result-oriented promotion services. ICS provides you with integrated and comprehensive advertising agency services, bridging language and cultural barriers to ensure that your communications have a global reach without any aches and pains of going through multiple agencies. Our positive contribution to building your advertisements and marketing communications will transform your ideas into a promotional phenomenon. And the next topic, let's turn to Mark Anthony Agosto. BEN.
Okay, BEN, Virtual Area Network. BEN is also an acronym for Virtual Area Network. A value-added network is a private network provider, sometimes called a turnkey communication line, that is hired by a company to facilitate electronic data interchange, IDA, or provide other network services. Before the arrival of the World Wide Web, some companies hired value-added network to move data from their company to another company. With the arrival of the World Wide Web, many companies found it's more cost-efficient to move their data over the internet instead of paying the minimum monthly fees and per character charge found in typical ABN contracts. In response, contemporary value-added network providers now focus on offering IDA translation, encryption, secure email, management, reporting, and other extra services for their customers. QoS, the quality of service, refers to several related aspects of telephony and computer networks that allow the transport of traffic with special requirements. In particular, such technology has been developed to allow computer networks to become unuseful as telephone networks for audio conservation, as well as supporting new application with even stricter service demands. A network or protocol that supports QoS, many agree on traffic contract with application software and service capacity in the network nodes. For example, during a session establishment phase, during the session is made, monitor the achieved level of performance. For example, the data rate, delay, and dynamically controlled scheduling priorities in the network node. It may release the reserve capacity during a tear down phase. DSL, Digital Subscriber Line. DSL, originally Digital Subscriber Loop, is a family of technologies that provide internet access by transmitting digital data over the wires of local telephone network. In the telecommunication marketing, the term DSL is widely understood to mean asymmetric digital subscriber line, ADSL, the most commonly installed DSL technology. DSL service is delivered simultaneously with wired telephone service on the same telephone line. This is possible because DSL uses highly frequency band for data. On the customer premises, a DSL filters on its non-DSL outlet blocks any high frequency interference of enable simultaneously use the voice and DSL services. Next is Best Effort Guarantee Service. Best Effort Service delivery describe a network service is which the network does not provide any guarantees that data is delivered on that a user is given a guaranteed quality of service level on a certain priority. A best effort network, all users obtain best effort service, meaning that the obtain unspecified variable bit rate and delivery time, depending on the current traffic load. The postal service delivers letter using a best effort delivery approach. The delivery of a certain letter is not scheduled in advance. No resources and pre-allocated in the post office. The mailman will make his best effort to try to deliver a message but the delivery may be delayed if too many letters arrive to a postal office. Suddenly, the sender is not informed if a letter has been delivered successfully. Conventionally, telephone networks are not based on base effort communication, but on circuit switching. During the connection phase of the new call, resources are reserved in the telephone exchange, or a busy signal informs the users that the call is blocked due to the lack of free capacity. An ongoing phone call can never be interrupted due to overloading of the network, and this guaranteed contains bandwidth.
Okay. Thank you for watching our video, and we hope that you like it, and we hope that you learned something new about what we have discussed today. So, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day.
I hope you like it. Thank you.